Hello, and welcome to the first ever Shopify Rebellion podcast. I'm your host, Tanner Damonte. Today I'm joined by Contractz, Fudge,
Hello.
and Reven.
안녕하세요.
So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the dreaded question. What happened against FlyQuest?
We hard through game one. I did.
Game one, I entered my laning phase, and I was useless.
Yeah, I might have ulted nothing a few times, or when my teammates were in very far away.
What do you think, Sam? What do you think happened in game one?
No. I think up until we threw, you guys are actually doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I
But-
was turbo smurfing.
Yeah. That's why it was a bit more painful, per se, that you were in the complete driver's seat of that game, doing a lot of great things. It was on-stage Contractz, like 90%. And then that one-timer was just a bit critical and couldn't really recover from that.
Yeah, I made like 5 pretty good decisions in a row, and then one a very big egregious mistake. And then it kind of just snowballed from there because we lost Nash, and yeah, it happened. Or a big gold swing happened after that. It's hard to recover.
And I also do think that draft in general, just Malphite is a champ that when you aren't either at least bare minimum 50-50 or in the driver's seat, it's kind of hard to make stuff because you're just a champ that ults, and if the ult does hit, then you're impactful, and if it doesn't, if either they have flashes or we can't kill them with the Malphite ulti, it's not great in comparison to other jungle champs. I think they just buy more space, so yeah.
And then game two,
Game 2. Should I go first?
draft was shit, and we lost the early laning phase. So and we had to win early game, and we lost early game with a shit draft and team fights. So we lost the game. If we win early game, then we'll win the game. If we lose early game, we lose the game. Simple as that. And we lost early game, so GG.
All right, go ahead, Sam.
Pretty much sums it up, yeah.
Oh, all right.
Wait. No. Rise, Gnar. What was jungle?
Zinzao.
Zinzao, Nico, Corki versus Scion, Aphelios, Thresh, Talia,
Volibear.
Yeah.
They outscale us, and we lost early game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's
in my
about
books.
When you guys like reflect on the weekend, kind of like what do you feel like the takeaways are? Like what do you think like what are we doing this week to kind of like fix those issues?
I think a lot of it is, I feel like game two is less egregious because like it can happen sometimes that you just play early game comp and you lose. But game one is more egregious, and I think it's more like kind of what looked like in scrims where we'd get ahead and then throw. So for me, it's mainly trying not to make too many solo plays when I'm ahead and just playing with like for the objectives themselves. Because I think in scrims it's easy to play like a little bit crazy and you just go for stuff because you're ahead and you feel like the game's a free win. Trying to do that a little bit less for sure. And that's like the main takeaway, I guess, is just having clean games when you're ahead. And yeah, that's about it for me, to be honest.
For me, it was just in the first game, I think I was too much in the driver's seat where I was losing track of conditions in the game. So in terms of like where my teammates were and what's possible and what's not possible. This week, I just wanted to play the snowball cleanly in terms of how we get vision, how we translate the leads into bigger leads, and then mainly just engaging when my teammates can actually follow up my focus.
The way I see it, I think regardless of the actual specifics, like players will have their own specific reasons as to, oh, this is an aspect of the game that I should focus on. I think just the commitment and focus to practice for me was, especially with this group, the best by far. Not, like disregarding Zinie, the rest four, like I think we have, at least in my view, 3 times the amount of focus and commitment, even in comparison to the weeks leading up to our Worlds contending week, like the playoffs of Split 3. So I think just getting a good practice regimen, and I think that's been going well so far.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the theme of our team, at least this year, that we've been pushing. Even ever since our Korean boot camp, it's just like all 7 of us have to kind of like step up in effort and focus and just like how hard we try because I mean, Zinie is like the new young hot guy. He's like, this is his first year in tier 1, but the rest of us, we maybe have like a combined like 40 years of experience, something like that. Like we've been around for a while. So it's almost like, it feels like everyone knows what to do. It's like putting in that time and effort to get to that place of like winning games cleanly, ending from ahead, or just like, you know, just like really doing the simple things well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like League of Legends is a complicated game if you make it complicated, but you can like dumb it down a lot to like objectives, towers, these kind of things. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what happened versus Fly and some extra insight.
Yes, sir.
The next thing we're going to talk about, we obviously have a new young hot guy, like I just said, in Zinie.
Very hot.
Oh yeah.
What's it been like playing with Zinie so far? We had 3 weeks with him in Korea, and then I think we're on like day 9 with him in America, something like that today. So how's it been?
It's been exciting. I think I haven't worked with a player that has a language barrier in a while. So it's definitely been a process of, you know, getting on the same page and just relaying both our thoughts and like trying to work things out. So it's been a struggle, but it's also been challenging in terms of like, just the language barrier. But it's fun. I think he thinks pretty well about the game and has good ideas on how to move around the map. So I think once things kind of solidify a bit more and we get more on the same page, that it'll flow more.
Zinie is Korean. I like Koreans.
He does have good mechanics.
Yeah. And he's also not he's not like a dumb mid laner, you know? Sometimes the young Korean mid laners can be a little dumb, but he's like a smart Korean mid laner, so it's like a free win, you know?
Is that some shade on M&S or?
I wasn't talking about. Whoa! Don't be projecting on me, bro. I wasn't talking about M&S. I was talking about, you know, in general. You know, just general.
The other Korean. Anyways, you can cut.
Just general. Just general. No, we're not cutting that out. Just general.
Okay.
And yeah, no, I mean he's chill. He's friendly. He's always in a good mood. We always like completely int and lose the game, and then he's like, "Oh, we can still win. It's fine." Some might call it toxic positivity, but we'll call it healthy. And we always try to win the game even when we're really far behind because he's constantly, you know, has a good mentality, I guess. That's nice. He's definitely the best mental on the team, without a doubt. Maybe Seos.
I think him and Seos are pretty tied.
Him and Seos are pretty tied, but like they like never stop trying to win the game, so that's nice.
I'll piggyback off what he said. I think disregarding his actual in-game proficiency, I think he just brings like, because last year we were 5 veterans, so on a daily basis, like everyone just kind of knows like how stuff goes, whether in-game, outside of game. There was like a lot of used to energy, but not in a very great way at times. But I do think like he's super young. He's very bubbly. He has like a golden retriever like attitude, and I think that's like a good energy that has been spreading because like it's hard to when one guy wants to like, yeah, we can win, like, yeah, I want to try hard, and then everyone else just like not do something. It just watching him makes me feel younger almost, and it's like a good vibe of energy.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, Zinie is like awesome. He's just like, I know I said awesome. We have an awesome meme going right now.
Yeah.
But even from like the first day I met him in Korea, I feel like my personal relationship with him kind of like kicked off instantly. He's just such a nice kid and he thinks extremely deeply about things. I feel like he is pretty like in the moment. He's pretty present with like how he is as a person, which is like super impressive, especially for someone who's, he's 20, right? Or is he 19?
20.
Yeah, he's just like, it just feels like he tries to use his day well, which I think a lot of players his age is just like very like degenerate kind of like, I just want to play League. Nothing else matters to me. But there's been moments where he's like picked up on like the players being down and he will put in the effort to like lift them up, which is remarkable, honestly, especially for someone like struggling with a language barrier. So I think like his attitude is great. He tries hard. It's been overall really, really nice. So
Yeah, he's super hardworking. I remember first meeting him in Korea, he would make his own like personal Discord where he has like this huge list of English words in their Korean translations just to like kind of backtrack and like keep to, reference every now and then. And I was like, wow, this guy's working super hard on his craft outside of game.
he's definitely not here just like for the bag. I feel like he's like here for like to like get his real like tier 1 debut, really play well, and like it's nice. It's really cool to see. And I think we've all had a lot of experiences with Korean imports. This is like the first one I've had the chance to work with that's like actually super young. And I assume they're not all like him.
Yeah, they are not. Yeah.
So it's been nice. Come on, man.
Not all of them.
What else about Zinie? Is there anything else about Zinie?
No, I think we gassed him up pretty well.
Yeah.
Honestly, wait, there's one more thing about Zinie.
One more thing.
One more thing about Zinie. I can't wait for the first day that he gets like really mad. And this is something I like in like players is when they get mad, because it's like they get to a point where something is not acceptable anymore and they really want something to change. And that moment for us is going to be sick.
Yeah, it's true. It's going to definitely be a complete 180.
I feel like there was already an inkling of it today.
I did feel that too.
Can you confirm him? A little bit of an inkling during the Jarvan side lane conversation?
Yeah.
I don't know if
That
there was
Libya one, right?
madness.
I felt a little bit more boldness in his voice when he was talking to you than usual.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would correlate to mad, but it was a significant moment. There was a change in tone.
He was putting his foot down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt it.
I think that's good.
Yeah, it is good. It's funny. There was a moment I had, I wasn't really in the moment, but on FlyQuest last year with Quad, he had like a big argument about side laning with Inspired and Mythy, I think it was. And it gave me a similar vibe of like, I don't know, maybe they just side lane different in Korea or something. Like it's just like the way that they learn is just like not the same, but
yeah.
They have different ideas for sure.
All right, so our next topic is going to be from Carolyn. How would bringing coaching comms in affect the LCS? I think we could start with like me and Sam first because we're actual coaches.
Really? I want to do it the opposite.
You want to do the opposite
I want
way?
to hear the unfiltered version of what the players think about the coach comms.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, low key, the only thing I've heard about it is like the trials from LCK, where I just see Joker subbing in for DRX and just completely 1v9ing the next 30 to 40 seconds of the game to give them direction. Might be different on higher end teams where they actually like know what the next play on the map is, but for lower tier teams, it seems pretty good.
Yeah. And I think it also sounds like it's probably more important that like your coach is actually good at the game. Like you can't have like a gold like personality coach, you know? Like you actually have to be like a challenger level, like at least intellectually or like understanding of the game to be useful. And it seems fun, to be honest. It seems fun to like have those moments where like a coach can tell a player what to do and then it works out in the next minute. That sounds like kind of like the coaches almost feel like a player in a sense, right? It's like their own little fun mini game. And then obviously like, but I feel like for most of like the really good teams, it'd probably just turn into like, I don't know, like spell checks and like, you know, reiterating things they probably already agree with, just getting people on the same page kind of thing.
Yeah, before I call that I'm going to go Malphite ult someone, you could pause the game, sub in, and then you'd be like, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's almost like an RTS for the coaches. It's like the 5 players and then like 3 times a game you get to like say something. Like, pretty nice. I feel like you were very positive about that though. Like, what if the coach comes in, says some shit, is completely wrong, and then you just like...
Oh, I mean, the thing is like if the coach comes in and says like, oh, you should go top here when I think I should go bot, I'm probably still going bot.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like I'll take it in, but like if I'm like, I think it's more useful for when like the players who are like, we just killed everyone or something, and then we're not basing, and then the coaches come and say like, base for tempo and go this side because I'm like too busy having dopamine hit from killing everyone. You know, sometimes you get really like you're in the moment of the play that just happened instead of thinking about what's next, and then the coaches can help in those moments.
Kind of like ground you.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Sam, what do you think?
Should I go first?
Yeah.
I think in principle, any coach that is worth a dime should be happy with the option being open to begin with, because I just think it's ridiculous that as big as the league scene is, like every sport that is worth a buck has like in-game live communication between coach and the players, but league just doesn't for whatever reason. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, hey guys, push out this wave and then get vision and then go back and all these like multi things. I think because players are focused on their own screens and like the details of what they want to do with their champ or etc. It's hard to. The easiest example is like tracking sums or which wave to push. Imagine if a champ like shows for a single second and all the players miss it. Any missing info that they will lose track in the moment, the coaches, whilst watching as a spectator, is just easier for us to do. And also, because they're not emotionally actively invested in the game, I think a lot of macro is just general problem solving. So we'll just have a clear head of, even if it's just a simple thing as like, okay, guys, we're down one core item right now. 2 to 3 is pretty hard, but 3 to 4 is not that bad. So let's just try to turtle, set down this line of vision, and then try to scale. As long as there is a proposed solution that is remotely plausible, I think it'll help keep people together. But when that's not being said, people just lose direction and feel more despair just because, like, oh, they're breathing down our throats, they're in our jungle, what do we do? So I think, in short, it is just good. It just depends on how you utilize it.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think it should be implemented 100% because, like, low-key coaches on game days are just, like, having an off day. Like low-key. Like, obviously, you're, like, participating in draft and you're doing everything in between games, doing any, like, personal helping with the players or like, Sam and I figure out draft while you guys are in game. Right. But other than that, once you guys are in the game, it's like, all right, well, good luck, guys.
Hands
and
off, yeah.
We don't do best of ones anymore, but like best of ones were like a true off day for the coaches.
Yeah,
like
true.
We had like 3 off days a week when it was best of ones.
Draft
and
meeting
2,
the night before, and
Yeah.
then you'd like already know your drafts, so then you just have an off day.
It's like for me, the coaches should like it just gives so much more value to the coach.
Yeah.
And me personally, I like what Sam said. Coaches in other esports or sports, I mean, honestly, I don't know if other esports do it, but like the coach is much more involved with the actual strategy of the game while it's going. And I think that's just cool. Yeah. I know, like, I've had coaches in the past where they watch the scrims with full vision and they like, it's just like complete hindsight stuff. And it's just like, you have to be able to watch the game on your vision and know what to do next. And that's a skill as a coach. Like, it's not easy to be locked into the game watching it. It's like, I think, at least for my transition over the years, player to coach, it's like, it was really boring at the start to kind of like do this thing. But then the more you like lock in and like focus as a coach, you see things from the player point of view. And like that connection is so important. So I don't know. I think it would be really good. It would raise like the skill level of coaches. And yeah, I don't know. You would get a lot of like, player coaches, even more player coaches, I think. There's just people who like are like master tier in the game at least. Like, it would be hard to be genuinely bad at the game and then know what to do, I think.
Yeah.
In the moment especially.
Yeah, in the moment of your own vision, yeah. It'd be like impossible.
Next question from Stowens. How do we feel about the quest system, and does it create any strategies or maybe stop any strategies?
Go ahead, coach.
Number one, it's a forced strategy almost. They basically announced it, that they want more individual prowess. So it forces you to lane better. So one is just lane better, strategy number one. And I've actually just been looking at the Quest Wikipedia to see if there's exploitable things. There doesn't seem to. But I do think, like, because if the way's frozen, I think you're a top laner. Mm-hmm. And I think it almost is worth to die strategically or drop a wave to proxy just to be able to farm, just to get the quest points, rather than just slowly bleeding and just like passively losing even harder. I do think that could be a thing. I'm not sure. But in general, it's just all about laning better, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, it's really as simple as you can't get out of a bad lane as easily. And Yeah, like you said, if someone's freezing on you, you used to be able to, like, I don't know, run
Swap.
mid, swap, or like swapping is non-existent pretty much until like level 9, like around 12 minutes ish, 11, 12 minutes, depending on how many plates you get. And I mean, it just makes it so that you have to lane better, like Sam said. And yeah, the whole like, if they freeze, I can run mid here and just like, I don't know, lane mid or something like this. Like, you used to be able to do that in some games. You can never do that anymore. It just feels like you just lose too much if you don't just try to outplay the lane situation. And I will say that I do think it's slightly overrated to get it like as quick as possible. There's definitely a lot of game situations that people will be so like tunnel visioned on getting the quest that they won't swap. Like, if I'm playing Scion versus like Gnar or something and my bot lane's losing lane, sometimes swapping will still be better, but people are so tunnel vision on keeping the quest up and like getting the quest that they won't do it. But there will definitely be situations you have like 3 grubs and you can just swap and just like fuck the quest for a couple minutes, you know, like it's fine. I'm sure people will miss those scenarios because they're thinking about the quest too much.
On the flip side, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this in your games, but I call it suffering from success. If one side lane is winning so hard, rather than like pre-moving, this is specifically bot lane because top lane doesn't really go mid, but rather than starting 1-3-1, I actually think it's beneficial in some games just to 1-1-3 and then just like stop the enemy bot lane from completely like have the focus of attention like this way rather than just split this way.
What do you mean, like freezing on them? After you
No,
kill
just
the tower or
continuously
something?
going, like sending your bot lane to the enemy bot lane tier 2, which I don't think I've ever seen in pro play.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen in pro player.
Yeah, but I do think there's some benefit to it.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I mean, I think there's a lot of unexplored things, honestly.
It's
Because
sorry to cut you out. It's only specifically because when I'm playing mid lane in solo queue and my bot lane is winning so hard that I need to now go bot because they want to start 1-3-1. Now my quest is just slow.
Yeah, you did that to me in our
Yeah.
DLQ game like yesterday.
Yeah, I like there are a lot of like
Some trauma dumping, yeah. Okay.
there are some weird stuff going on with quests, but maybe it's just not a big deal.
Yeah, jungle is the same. I just hit my camp still.
Well, jungle is like faster killing objectives now or something, no? Because of the pet, or is it the same? Can't you like solo Baron easier now or something? Because the pet does true damage and it's like you can just like tank it forever on certain champs and just kill it yourself slowly.
It does less damage to regular jungle camps earlier, I believe.
Let's see. I thought I saw something about like people talking about you can like solo objectives easier, specifically Nash on like champs that can tank it
Yeah, like
forever.
Mbessa, Aatrox,
Yeah,
shit
like
like that.
fucking volley bear jungle, you just
Yeah.
tank it forever and you just
I like Smite being higher HP. That's pretty nice.
a little easier, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people take Spellbook and
Less
they take
Smite
Smite,
steals.
it's only 600
Dude, that
against
meta was
1400.
so annoying when it was like 900 or whatever.
People aren't really going spellbook anymore, right? Support?
No.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's about it for quests. Quests are good, technically good for the top laners the most, in my opinion. The whole quest system, because it made it so you never swap. So the best top laners have the most impact because you will win lane and then therefore you'll be broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good for top. Good top laners are happy. Bad top laners are not happy, aka
AKA
Everyone but Fudge.
AKA
no one.
Everyone but Fudge and the Shy.
Fudge's power rankings right now.
All right, so this is like a two-parter. One is, did we expect C9 to beat Team Liquid? And then second is thoughts about our match this weekend against Team Liquid. So let's start off with the first one. Did we expect C9 to beat TL?
From scrims, definitely not. Felt like TL was definitely the harder opponent in scrims, but they definitely did not show up on stage, and C9 showed up, so they kind of got owned.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I think Morgan in scrims was better than Thanatos. Specifically, like in the Korean boot camp, I remember we scrimmed against Morgan quite a bit, and Thanatos as well. And then I just thought Morgan was just better in lane, personally, and I feel like laning phase is so important now. So I thought and I didn't really feel like the games were as difficult for me, I guess, from my perspective, versus C9 as TL. Like, it felt like against C9 we could win, where against TL we just got stomped in like 15 minutes, it felt like, in scrims. From memory. I might be misremembering though. Yeah. That's about it for me in terms of the C9 TL matchup. I don't know what the hell happened, and like it feels like C9 on stage is definitely like they practice in scrims. It feels like pretty similar to stage. Like they're pretty like try hard in scrims for the most part, where they play pretty clean. So I guess they have like the best like stable stage like practice in scrims. So it does seem to be like a thing where like C9's pretty good during regular season. The past couple of years, I don't know. Yeah, it feels like it's always been the case.
To be honest, in game 1 though, it felt like a FlyQuest SR where they kind of got away with robbery.
Yeah, game one they were losing. Yeah.
And then game 2, they just TL took a garbage river fight.
Yeah.
Like garbage.
Yeah. The bot side fight until they got like
Which
a
I guess
double
was kind of what we did too in game 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just copy and paste.
Yeah, just copy paste this, bro. Therefore, like TL's not that bad.
Yeah.
I do think what you guys are saying about C9, like to me, they're like a super by the book team, which kind of like Fudge alluded to. I think that does bite them in the ass in playoffs time when like teams tighten up and then teams are also willing to do more risky plays or play more aggressive versus like Team Liquid. I think this new iteration, they play less by the book and they have like pretty high skilled players. And I think on the weekend, game 2, their draft sucked. Game 1, I honestly think Team Liquid probably should have won. Because Quid like solo killed Blabber, I think twice in his jungle, or maybe just once. But it was just like one of those games I watched where I was like, wow, like it's such a like this game should be over when a mid laner kills, especially like a Nidalee in their jungle, and just chases them down. It's kind of what I think. But C9 is definitely like they're both good teams.
Yeah.
I think TL's ceiling is much higher.
I can agree with that for sure. Yeah.
So is it on me?
Yes, sir.
I agree with pretty much everything you said. I think it's, especially right now, because there's been so much, besides just us and C9, there's been like TL's just 3 new players. So they're probably just barely getting into things. And I also do think, in comparison to last year, for example, last year's TL and Fly, the first and second teams were like dominant going into the year because they all stuck together at the top. But I think this year, there's less of a gap between almost every single team. Although, like, you could put them into tier lists and say, like, oh, there's a gap. But the gap's not that big, I think, even between the hypothetical best team and the hypothetical worst team. And I think if I had to say who I think is better, I would say TL, but it's not that big, even in my own head. And, yeah, C9 just won the stage game. It was just one day. TL could have easily just had a bad day. I didn't really draw any conclusion to it. From it, I mean.
Yeah. So now with that, with us saying how good Team Liquid are, what do we think about going against Team Liquid this weekend?
I will start off. Can I start off?
Yes, sir.
I think in relation to how I was describing practice, I think regardless of, at least if we can continue the week how we have done so far going into the TL game day, I'll be happy almost no matter what, is just how I feel about it. I know that specifically the players will feel bad if they lose, but I'm trying to be more of a day-to-day and process-oriented, at least right now, because it's what, January 28th, 9th?
Yeah.
And it sucks to say, but all that matters is like, are we actually progressing towards the right goal in a reasonable timeline? And as long as I think we're on the right path to do that, I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
So regardless of whatever happens on the day, as long as we carry ourselves in the next 2 days how we have done in the past 3, I'll be happy.
So basically, hashtag trust the process.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I'm curious, what do the players think?
Go ahead, Juan.
Go ahead, Juan.
Why, thank you. To be honest, I think TL is definitely a strong team, and I think they have a good play style against ours in terms of like they just have very strong fundamentals, and I think that's something that we lack. But I think usually on stage we show up a lot more in terms of like the small details, me specifically. So I think it'll be a banger match. I think as long as the drafts are like pretty like even or 5-5, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Draft.
Those look to draft.
You see that, coaches? Draft me good champs.
Draft.
Good draft, please. Honestly, like Morgan is pretty good. So for me, it's like gonna be a hard match. I think he's the hardest laner to play against. So, I mean, maybe I just luck like Sion or something. And just
Lucky's
AFK,
Korean,
like-
dude. He's so Korean.
I'm just kidding. I mean, he's definitely good at lane, but I don't think it's like really. I don't know. For me, it's like as long as I'm comfortable in the matchup, I feel confident. So, I mean, this weekend specifically, like, I mean, the FlyQuest day, for example, when I was playing like, Renekton and I hadn't practiced as much Renekton that week, I wasn't feeling as good as like when I was playing Gnaw, for example, because I had practiced it way more that week. So like this week, I'm like more thinking about like, okay, this is the champions I will likely play. So I make sure I have the right practice in the certain matchups. Because whenever I'm comfortable in a matchup and I played it before and I played the champion before, I feel like I just play like very noticeably like cleaner in every aspect. So that's my main focus. And I will make sure I draft well for myself to make sure I'm comfortable. And lane is all that matters. So I will win lane. Sounds good. GG.
Any other amazing insights?
I just found it funny that he was like, draft, right, coaches? And then at the very end, he said, I would draft well for myself. So,
I mean,
I
I'm
always
sorry.
draft.
So,
I always draft for myself. Let's be real.
Well, it's like when draft goes good, it's like all 7 of us did it. But when draft goes bad, it's me and you, right? So like,
I always draft my jungle champ. I hope coaches draft good mid and bot champs.
I always draft my top lane matchup, so it just drafts good mid bot lane as well. Sounds good. I'm sure the mid and bot lane will say they draft their own champs too.
Yeah.
But
What do coaches do then? If all players draft their own champs?
that's why we need coach comms.
We
so
do
they can
the-
tell
yeah.
us what to do.
I mean, I do the huddle. Like that's, I get paid to do the huddle. So honestly, like, figure it out.
Once we have coach comms, then they'll have a lot of work to do.
Awesome.
moving on.
All right, next question from JacksonRC. What is the weakest role in the LCS? Player-wise, I'm assuming. Or like, yeah. So, Fudge, I feel like you want to say something right now.
I'm proud to say that top lane is like the best role in the LCS player-wise because there's just 7 Koreans, I swear to God. Like every player that isn't like me or Dokla or Gakkos is Korean, no? And then me, Dokla, and Gakkos are pretty good. So I'm going to say that top lane is the strongest role in the LCS by far. No doubt about it. I think it might be support. Support, no?
It's definitely not jungle.
Yeah, I don't think it's jungle or mid or top. It has to be AD or support. Who are the support players again? Cryogen, Seos, Core JJ, Vulcan,
Isles.
Isles.
Isles. Oh, I forgot my boy Jonah. Jonah, my bad, bro. Who he? Okay.
And
we got any more randoms?
DSG.
DSG.
Lions.
Lions. And then
That's
it,
it. No,
that's
we
it.
only got 8 teams, man.
Yeah.
okay, we got 8 teams.
And then who are the ADCs?
But like, if you think about it, like, if you can't remember the names off the top of your head instantly, then they're probably not that good, right? So like, you have to remember that like you don't really those are probably not that good of players. I'm like making a case for myself, my own like agenda here, but yeah. What do you think, Sam?
I'm thinking.
You play bot lane. What do you think about the bot lanes in the LCS? Do you think they're like as good as the top sides?
yeah, as a challenger ADC in solo queue.
You are very good at the game, so I'd love to hear your perspective.
Well, my immediate thought was, to be honest, I was being an asshole in my own head when Juan said, definitely not jungle. And then I was just looking through the names and I'm like, there's probably like 2 to 3 that just get, okay, there's 2 rookies, right? That's just a starter.
Who, Griffin and
Kryra.
Kryra, Griffin,
Whether they're good or bad. is
Humbach.
like- yeah. Like, are they, would you call them stacked?
I mean, jungle
Is
is
jungle a
definitely
stacked role?
better last year, for sure.
In comparison to who?
What? I'm just saying jungle was better last year.
Oh, jungle was better last
Yeah,
year?
jungle was better last year than this year.
Why? Only River
It
left.
was River.
And then who?
River's a big one.
Yeah. Wait, that just
about
further
Shaden?
proves my point, no?
Shaden?
It got
No,
weaker,
I think Shaden is
I mean,
better
he-
than
he
the
said-
bottom half of
he
LCS
was,
right now.
Yeah, he was kind of agreeing with you with that statement that it was weaker. It was
No,
definitely
I
stronger
think
last
it was stronger last year, but I still think it's not the weakest role.
year. Who do you think's the weakest role, bro?
Yeah.
Probably support.
I think it's jungle. Now that I'm going through it. In
You
my
think-
head.
My jungle rookies will surpass your supports eventually.
They're my supports.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause you're
you guys
fighting
are-
against
you guys
me
are
right
like
now.
1v1 right now,
Yeah.
so it's your supports, bro. Like,
We're having-
I don't think it's
who are the
AD.
shit junglers? Who are the junglers you think are shit? Sam, I said Jonah almost. Sam,
Shit. I mean,
shit junglers. Spit it out.
figure out how to maneuver out
I
of
mean,
this
they're
one.
not bad, but they need work.
yeah.
I think Kryra needs work.
Yeah.
Scrimming against him for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Humbug
could
is
say
like
a lot of players need work,
Humbug is like a 50-50 flip. He has really good games and he has really bad games. I think he has like good decision making and good skirmish angles. Sometimes he just randomly dies.
I think he's like a montage player.
yeah, he's actually a montage player.
Yeah.
But I think he's not bad. I think Griffin is pretty solid.
solid volleyball player.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in a counter matchup. What can I do? What else?
That guy's a rat. I don't like that guy. I hate junglers. Actually, I agree. Junglers, fuck jungle.
No, he called me. He said I looked young, so he's on my good side right now.
He also said I looked young
Yeah, so you should be on
for
your good side.
23 or something. I look pretty good for 23. Sorry, he kept saying that to me. What does that even mean? Okay, moving on.
We haven't explored the AD carry role though. Is it 80, like
But like they have like Bajaka and Yon and B-Boy and fucking Sven and all these guys. Like these guys that
Yeah.
sound kind
and
of scary, no?
Sajed,
Oh, Sajed.
fucking
That guy
goat.
1v9.
Well, to be
last
honest, you would think that Sajed would be like the worst LCS, no? AD?
AD carry is hard to be bad at. I feel like.
Cause you just right click.
No, not even that. It's just like because of the low agency, it's like sure there will be degrees as to this guy right clicks so much better, but it's just like I feel like the immediate game impact. If you have the same amount of skill and you put it to AD or mid, I feel like mid is just 3 times more.
Spoken as
Even
a
at a-
true AD
Yeah,
carry,
like
Sam.
ADC's always
I mean, it's
complaining
true,
about
no?
how useless their role is, no?
Yeah,
Low-key, it might be between jungle and sport. I think it's the only competition.
probably.
My vote's gonna go for jungle.
I'm gonna vote support.
Yeah, I'll vote for support as well.
Yep, sounds good.
Who are the bad supports?
I gotta stick up for my
Bad
jungle
support,
brothers.
The bad support's Lions. Well, actually, I guess support. I don't know. I feel like there aren't many really bad players in LCS, to be honest.
There's 2 ways to look at it. There's like when you guys are thinking, like, are you comparing it? Because this is the struggle in my head. Are you comparing it to international level, what you deem good players, or there's gaps in levels between the players in our own region?
I feel like when I think about a bad player, I just think about someone who does something like a decision that is just like egregious. Like, and I actually don't think there's that many I've seen,
Yeah.
at least in the first week of LCS, you
Yeah.
know, of like egregious decisions. But like, if I see someone do something where it's like, well, that totally goes against your game plan, it's like, okay, you're on my like radar. Like,
Yeah, am I on your radar for my Malphite?
no, I absolutely not, because I know you as a player, Juan.
But if you weren't on the same
But
team,
if I
though.
wasn't on your
Oh,
team,
but
then-
if he was on DSG, would he be
Yeah,
on
I'd
the
probably,
radar?
point laugh a little
bit,
bit. Like, look at that guy.
But like for me, it's just a matter of like when I look at them play, like do they look like they're influential in the game? For me, like when I see support players, they're just not influential. No, they're just like AFK players. Like
It's the role quest
like-
system. You're locked to your lane.
no, but it's like I don't know. When I look at them, they're not Korean. You know, like they just don't find the angle like the other laners do.
It's like when you're playing against core JJ Vulcan, you're like, holy, these guys know how to play
exactly.
the game.
Yeah, exactly. And then like the rest of them, it's like who else even play? I don't even know their nameplates. Like actually, it's Isles. Sorry, Isles. I see your nameplate, Isles.
He's got some confidence
You have
in
really
him.
good. You're really good at mages, bro. Press E on B-boy. B-boy. Berserker. Moving on. But yeah, that's my reasoning for putting support as the weakest role. They have no influence, except like 4 of them. Yeah.
All right, well, we can like kind of start closing this out. I think one last thing we could do is give all of the fans one thing to look out for, or give them a message about Shopify and what we're doing.
One thing to look out for.
Look out for our 2-0 this weekend versus Team Liquid. Stay tuned.
Solo bolo. It will happen in the top lane one way or another. Solo bolo.
Watch out for our coach's good drafts.
Well, if it's good, it's your guys' draft.
I
But
mean, yeah, that's true. Watch out for the players' good drafts and the coaches' bad drafts.
Sam, you're over there thinking deep.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing Juan Garcia Contractz cry on stage, similar to when he won. Like if we win something, you guys are saying like win a chip.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I'll ever
You,
cry
you
again.
have good crying eyes.
I don't think I'll cry again. Not gonna lie.
That was a little
Yeah, that's
bit.
what you think.
You know where my head went with that? I had such like best conversation of Shopify Rebellion with Fudge on the way to our Korean hotel. You remember that conversation, Fudge? Maybe it was just a solo experience.
No,
for me.
I know. I think I might remember. I think I might remember.
Oh.
Keep talking.
We just talked. We talked a lot about like what that moment will feel like when we lift the trophy again.
yeah.
And like, yeah, I think
Both of you guys will cry for sure.
buy the Shopify stocks. It's like
Bet
Bitcoin in
on it right
2011.
now.
Yeah.
Both of these guys will cry for sure.
I'm gonna cry.
I'd probably
Actually-
scream, but yeah.
I think I'm the player that's cried the most on LCS stage before.
Really?
Yeah, good track record.
Yeah.
How many times?
I think it's like 3 or 4 times by now, not gonna lie.
That means you must like win a lot, though.
No.
Oh,
Well, one was a win for sure. The other 3 were losses or what?
One was when I subbed on EG in 2021. And then when I won LCS in 23. And then I think when it was my last time playing on NRG with the roster. And I'm sure I'm missing like 1 or 2 times in there.
we love a man in touch with his emotions. Anyway, close us out, Tana.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to the first ever Shopify Rebellion podcast. If you guys have a good idea for what the name of this podcast would be, please put that below. And otherwise, I think you'll see us again maybe in a week, maybe in 2 weeks, to be determined. But yeah, thank you for joining me, guys.
Bye bye.